For the third of the Flash options, the one that we did third in class, the one with kind of the tumbling in, let's go new. And what are we going to use for images though? For images, how about we use these images since I've already got them. And so what would their sizes be? Their sizes are going to be the same size that we had over here, 624. So I'm going to go, well, I'll use the same one, 624, 341. Down here. And again, just to make things easier for me doing these videos, and to show you something else that's kind of cool, if you want to get stuff from one library to another with files that are open, all you do is you go back to that other one, go to its library, and find the things that you want to copy, Control, copy, go back to your new one, which I should be saving by the way, of course, and paste down here, I guess. Yeah, it took the bitmaps too. So, what have I got then? I got this. It fits perfectly. Alright. And I'll have that fade in over a second. And we'll make a second to be 30 frames, again, to make it easy to follow. Multiples of 30 for multiples of seconds. So over 30 frames or 1 second, click on an FNF6. It just stays there. And then we're going to have the next one, well, let's have fade in too. So let's go from the beginning, click on the frame, click on the image, go to properties, color effects, alpha. So it starts at being 0. By the time 1 second is up, it is at, just to make sure, I mean, we can see that it looks like it is 100. Oh, okay, 100. 0, alpha to 100. Alpha, classic tween, control, create classic tween. And then it'll stay up there at least another second, FNF6. In the meantime, we're going to go to a new layer with a new image, FNF6, and that image will be the second one. And we had it tumble in, didn't we? So it's going to end here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to give myself a little bit more room to work with. So over 1 second, FNF6, it's going to tumble to that point. But in the beginning, it's not going to be at that point. So we need to rotate it off. But we want it not to rotate. If I go to rotate now, you'll see it's rotating around the middle. The pivot point is right in the center of it, but we don't want that. We want it to pivot around this. So we move the pivot point down there. And you do have to switch from the selection to the transform to get the pivot point movable down to here. So to begin with, we're going to rotate it counterclockwise by 90 degrees. We go just off of the corner to get that rounded arrow, and we bring it to here and hold shift so that it locks in. Okay, and then by the time it gets to here, it has snapped all the way down, so we want to do that in a nice tween. Control click on the sprite, create classic tween. And that'll be it. It's going to come in. Now that happened to us before, and so it might happen to you. It means that the pivot point is not the same place both keyframes. So here, where's the pivot point? It's in the correct place. Is it in the correct place here? No. So we need to move it down in the corner there as well. So now the pivot point is in the same place, both keyframes, and it'll smoothly use it. So I'll just show you this full screen. Fades in, plump. And I'm going to speed up here to make this fairly quick. So then the other one comes in. We'll make a new layer for it. Again, we need a keyframe before we can do anything on it. FNF6, 3. It worked well to put it in the ending position. 1 second, FNF6. It's there. Both places the pivot point needs to be at the corner. I've got my transform tool selected. So it's this other corner now. It needs to go. It should snap in pretty well. The first one also. So in the beginning, it's off to the side. There we go. Shift. And that's it. Control, create classic tween. Only we want something behind there. What do we want behind there? I guess we want the one that had come in to remain there. So we go here and stretch out its existence, F and F6, so that when this comes in, it comes in over top of it, and then I guess it can stay at least for the 1 second, F and F6. Let's just see what this looks like. Fade in, kaplunk, kaplunk. Actually, I'd kind of like that to stay there, so I'm not going to do too much more, but I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to have this, when it goes kaplunk, it's going to stay there for a bit before this other thing comes in. So I'm going to move all these from here to here very carefully. This is tricky to do sometimes, but drag from the keyframe. I think this is what I want, which means that I want that middle one to be lasting a little bit longer, Fn F6. So it actually, it comes kaplunk, it stays, and it's still there while kaplunk, the other one comes in. And then it wraps around at the beginning, which is this, which is a fade. So how about, just to make this easy, let's just have this fade out as, maybe that fades in, or just have this fade out. So let's have this fade out, Fn F6. That'll look all right, I think. To B0. Let's just see. Oh, classic tween it. Alright, what do we got? Fades in, kaplunk, stays, kaplunk, stays, fades out, fades in. Yeah, that's alright. And of course, you could have text over top of that and do a lot of other stuff, but for the basics, that's it.